Good day, my friends. I've made it back to Malaysia already, quite quickly. This time I'm in Penang again. Why am I in Penang? Well, I was missing the food more than anything. And yeah, last time I only got 2 nights here and I didn't really get to explore much. Didn't get to see much except the small area of the developed tourist area, you know? So I'd like to get to some more of the island and I'd like to eat more of the food here. And then I'm gonna continue my tour of Malaysia. So I haven't been to Langkawi, and Alor Setar as well is pretty close by. So I will probably stop in both of those before heading a little bit further east. But we'll see. I'm gonna take it day by day. I'm quite happy to be back here in Malaysia. Feels nice, weather's not bad, sky looks beautiful tonight. Yeah, it's a Saturday as well, so might do a walk around when I get back to the place. I am so hungry, but I might do a quick walk around and just make a video of my first night back here. It's been a little while. I've been kind of on a hiatus, kind of taking a bit of a break. I've been in Pattaya in Thailand, and there's just not a ton of interesting stuff to film. If you're not filming nightlife stuff, like, there's not a whole lot to film. So I've just been chilling and focusing on other things, planning my tour, planning my time back here. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me, folks. It's been a little while, but feels good to be back to the vlogs. Yeah, I will catch up with you guys a bit later. I've made it back to my hotel. I put my stuff back and we're gonna walk and get some food now. It's about 7:40 p.m. so still a lot open. You know, I can't get my number one, which is Dean's Maju Nasi Kandar. It is open actually till 10, but I'd rather go early on when there's everything available. I've tried going late before and it doesn't have the dishes that I want, so we're gonna save the Nasi Kandar, and tonight we are gonna go to a South Indian place, which I found last time I was here. Best South Indian food that I've had anywhere in Malaysia, and some of the best I've had anywhere. The place is called Rempa Ratus Banana Leaf Restaurant. I'll put a link in the description. I'll probably throw it on the screen too at the same time. It's like a 15-minute walk, maybe less, 12-minute walk from where I'm staying right now. Yeah, streets are not too busy. I mean, it's a Saturday night, but Penang stays relatively quiet, even in its busiest moments, it seems. You know, it's not such a nightlife area. It's not such a, yeah, it's just not super busy and crazy like Kuala Lumpur. So it's refreshing. It's refreshing. But it does definitely get lively in the actual restaurants and the areas with food. You know, people travel here just to eat. And so Saturday night is a big eating night for people. I know it's all I'm thinking about right now. So yeah, this place blew me away. I found this place just like in Google last time, some people recommending it, some people talking about it like on some thread on a forum or on Reddit, and I went and tried it. I just get takeaway actually, and I bring it back to my hotel, and it's just incredible. The chicken chetnad and the mutton varuval, and then the cabbage is like the standout. The cabbage is really good. I think there's like pine nuts. It's very heavily spiced, dried chilies. Like it's a very kicked up yellow cabbage like I've not had anywhere else here. Usually a yellow cabbage is pretty straightforward, you know, or a cabbage, you know, I believe it's just colored. I believe it's a white cabbage that's typically colored with a turmeric or a food coloring, and it's yellow. But it's common, it's popular. You know, you will get it in Nasi Kandar places. You'll find it in the South Indian restaurants as well. But this one is unique. This one is like just a very unique, heavily spiced, a lot of black pepper, a lot of, yeah, dried chili. It's very spicy. And the pine nuts, or whatever kind of nuts they throw in there, is like very good. So I'm excited. I mean, we can hear that call to prayer that I missed so dearly. No, I mentioned before in one of my videos, or I even mentioned it just in a comment when somebody said like, "Oh, I can't stand the loudspeaker, the prayer on the loudspeaker," and I commented something like, "Yeah, I don't love it either. You know, it's not my favorite if I'm staying somewhere near a loudspeaker that's going off a lot, but you know, it's just part of the culture. It's just part of being here, and so." Yeah, I don't mind it too much. Of course, it's not ideal. You know, I'm not Muslim, and so it's not for me. It's not for me at all. So you just kind of let it go. You know, if it bothers you in a big way, then I'd say you'd have to stay somewhere that is just way away from like a mosque, and you're not going to hear it. But most places I stay, whether in Kuala Lumpur or in Penang, I've heard it. You know, I hear it most of the time. So, just how it goes. A little dark out here tonight, folks. Sorry, the quality's a little bit darker than what we usually film in. Usually I just film in the light, unless I'm doing like a nightlife video, but not tonight, not tonight. Again, one of my only flight was delayed by just like an hour, but still, I don't know what it is with these flights and me getting unlucky. But the last 2 times I traveled before this as well, I had a flight delayed, and so I had to wait a little bit longer at the airport. This is how it goes. Just how it goes. You know, you always think like a travel day from Thailand to Malaysia or Malaysia to Thailand should be really quick and easy, right? But somehow it always takes the whole day. And then I arrive in late evening and I'm just like, what happened? Wasn't I supposed to arrive in the daylight? Same thing happens every time, pretty much. Kind of back toward here where there's a lot of restaurants now on this little strip. You can see tons of restaurants over here actually. Just make sure I know where I'm navigating to here. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna continue. We're gonna make a left actually. Just gotta get across the street. I sort of have my bearings for where I am in Penang, but not exactly, like just like slightly. Just have to force your way across the street. Now over here you can see there's a lot more cars. This is where it's busier. There's a ton of food. So on a Saturday night in this area, it starts getting a little bit busy. But still, you don't see too many people walking around. You just don't see a ton of foot traffic. So yeah, I'm excited to eat this. I do have to take it all the way back to my place, but I thought about just sitting down and eating so I could film it quite easily, and you know, it would kind of maybe be ready when I arrived if I just called and pre-ordered it. I just got takeaway. I'm not doing all that. In case it's busy in there or something, I don't feel like filming in a busy restaurant, but I feel like it won't be busy. Actually, the last couple times, or I should say every single time I picked up food from this place, it was not super busy because I always come right before it closes. Like right now, it closes in like 30 minutes. And so it's just not as busy as prime dinner time, but I think it's just up ahead. I think it's like just over here. Yeah, this area is nice. This part of Georgetown, I like it. I mean, all of Georgetown is quite nice to stay, honestly. Got a little gap. A lot of places to fall into the ground in Penang is what I noticed. Like a lot of spots that you just need to be very careful where you're stepping. Got a vape store, of course. One thing there's no shortage of is vape shops. But yeah, we're coming up to it. I know because there's this like little alley of food places, more Chinese food places, right before the restaurants. See, I think it's this one actually. Hello. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Rempa Ratas, that's the name. Hey. What's up? How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello, sir. What's up, man?
Yes.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Okay. Busy this time, very busy. Okay, I'm just gonna pay, wait for my food, and then I'll catch up with you guys in a moment. Check this place out though. Nice ambiance. Just came outside for a moment. It's gonna take a few minutes to finish the food. Total price 50 ringgit, so $10 for 2 dishes. You know, the mutton, the chicken dish, and the cabbage. And it's big portions. So it's a standard price for a restaurant like this. It's a good price actually, not bad. I'm really excited to be back here. Excited to be eating this right now. I had a nice time in Thailand, but I was feeling like I could have had such a shorter trip. You know, I originally went back with the intention of staying much longer and making vlogs every day, and staying there for a month or something, you know. But I just felt a little bit stuck, and I felt like I was in relaxation mode, and I didn't have anything to film. I was not motivated to film because I just didn't have much to film. So I knew I had to come back to Malaysia as soon as I could. And so literally as soon as I got the money to do so, I booked a flight and came back. So here I am. People were kind of wondering if I was like abandoning the tour of seeing the east of Malaysia, and if I was going to leave for good, or people were really curious, even wondering if I was okay. You know, I have many messages like asking if I'm okay. You know, sorry I didn't get back to most of your messages. I've just been taking some time off of YouTube and anything digital for the most part, you know. But I think it was necessary, and I feel refreshed now. I feel motivated to continue making vlogs again, and it's important. You know, if I ever start to feel like I need to change my environment, then I need to do so. Now I know maybe if I need to do so, I can go to Thailand or travel somewhere else for just a couple days, or even one full week is enough. You know, I think I was gone for maybe 10, 11, 12 days or something like that. And after a week, it just started to feel like, you know, if I'm not filming content, then what am I doing? You know, I need to move somewhere else. But I was cooking my own food. I was eating good. I did a fast. And so, yeah, I'm feeling healthy, feeling good. Feeling good, folks. Show you what they have on the menu here. It's the name. Rempa Ratas. Cauliflower. The mushroom pepper fry. You know, I'm always actually quite curious about this. That would be like a good side dish for me as well. And they did say it's really good. I think next time I need to try that as well. I mean, they have the standard kind of South Indian dishes, you know, chetnad, vindaloo, chicken varuval, masala, curry. I tried quite a few of them so far. I really like the chetnad and the varuval. There's fish, you know, prawn. Yeah. Good stuff, very good stuff. It's more Chinese food around here than anything. This kind of almost sticks alone in a sea of, Chinese food. I see some spicy hot pot right there. I would definitely try that out. It's a vegetarian spot too, and a bar. It's also a good amount of Western food over here. It's quite pricey, you know. You can't really go out to one of these Western food places without dropping some money. So that's all it really is. But there's no shortage of Western food over here either. A ton. All right, where's my food, folks? I'm hungry, and we still got to walk back to the place. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Nice, nice, nice. Now we take our 12-minute walk back and we eat. The taxi driver from the Penang airport was extra friendly, very friendly. And he was trying to tell me all sorts of food places to go to, like too many food places to go to. And it's just so difficult when somebody is like saying the words and it's hard for me to understand what they're really saying, and like trying to take notes, put the notes down in my phone because I won't remember otherwise. And he was just like saying one after the next, and we were passing places and he's like saying the name, and it was so difficult for me to try, and I'm like, can you spell that for me, please? Can you spell that? It's so much easier when I see the spelling, then it's like, oh, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I got a couple of options to choose from. I don't know, some of the recommendations he was giving, I mean, he was like, you can go to Nasi Kandar Pelita, and I was just, right when he said that, I was like, should I be taking any of these tips seriously? Or does this guy not really know what's going on? I mean, for me, Nasi Kandar Pelita is just like very overrated, a little overpriced, and there's just like way better options. I mean, I haven't tried it in Penang, to be fair. I've only tried it in Kuala Lumpur, so it could be different. But I feel like it's just one of those spots that's famous and relatively overrated for the flavor that you get and for what you pay. Because I've also seen many people in my comments say the same thing. You know, Nasi Kandar Kayu, Nasi Kandar Pelita, these are two very famous spots, like at least in KL. The one I've tried a few in KL, and after the last one I was like, you know what, I don't think I'll ever go back to either of these places. Like, there's just such better options. And so yeah, when he said that in the car, I was ready to just delete all of the recommendations he gave me. But you know, who knows? You know, maybe it's decent in Penang, I don't know. But that's my experience with it. You know, I gotta keep it real. Keep it real. I'm definitely open to any recommendations for Penang. Let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations for me. I definitely want to check out Batu Ferringhi, the beach, and just some other areas of the island. I haven't seen anywhere besides this part of Georgetown, and so there's a lot to see. I feel like it's a big island, you know. Now, it probably makes sense for me to stay over here most of the time, maybe the whole time, and just kind of take trips to the other parts of the island where I want to visit, instead of like moving around and staying in those areas. But if you think that that's not right, let me know. But that's my first thought, that's my initial thought, is that I'll just stay in Georgetown the whole time and kind of move around with a taxi, with a grab, to see some other areas, to explore a bit. But yeah, I don't know how long I'll stay here. Anywhere from 2 nights to a full week, depending on how things are going. And if I feel like I've seen enough after 2 or 3 days, and maybe I already make 2 full videos, 3 videos, then I'll probably move on, you know. I'm definitely excited to see Langkawi and yeah, like Perlis, Lor Satar. Could be interesting, you know. A little bit of an unexplored area for tourists. And then I really would like to see Terengganu. You know, Terengganu looks very big. Looks like a huge area, and so, you know, I'll have to really figure out where I'm gonna go. But Terengganu, and then heading over to Sarawak and Sabah. That's the plan. You know, I'm sure I'll stop in Kuala Lumpur again. I always like spending a few days there as well. Johor Bahru, you know, I'm gonna definitely pass by Johor Bahru as well. Yeah, if you guys have recommendations for any of these places, you know, I'm willing to take them. I do read all your comments. If I don't reply, know that I still read your comments. There's just too many to reply to, and I try. So, you know, I reply to a fraction of them, a percentage of them. Hopefully at some point I can get back to replying to all comments, but it's difficult. I should have caught up in Thailand when I wasn't filming. I should have caught up on all my comments, but I did not. But yeah, I do read your comments, so don't worry about that. So feel free to comment any tips and recommendations for Penang and otherwise. Yeah, we're almost back to the place, so. Oh, massage. We made it back to the room. Okay, you can see here the cabbage. You can see all sorts of goodies inside of that cabbage. I mean, it's not very easy to eat stuff like this in a hotel room. As you can see, it's just a little bit difficult. Now, I have this little plate that they give you in the hotel, and that's what I'm gonna use. That's the best option I have here. All right, let's, now the mutton is boneless, I believe, which just makes things easy. The chicken is not boneless. Oh, you know what I forgot to get is the hard-boiled eggs. Ah, damn, I like to get a couple hard-boiled eggs. Well, that's okay. That's all right. Next time. Ah, it's very hot. So one thing about eating with your hands, sometimes the food is very hot. Okay. All right. I'm just happy I made it to Penang. There was time to go to this restaurant before they closed. It just made things easy for me. It made it a smooth entry. So, all right, first food back in Malaysia. Wow. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fresh. Of course, because it's cooked. You know, it's cooked to order. Oh man, those spices. It's just as I remember it. Very good. Very good. Very peppery. Good chili flavor. You know, you have some like coconut flavor. I think the chicken varuval or the mutton varuval is like coconut flakes with it as well. I forget what the actual dish is, but it's something like that. All right, let's get a little more of that cabbage. Wow. The cabbage really shines. It's just so freaking good. I don't know what they put in it. You know, you can see the dried chilies. It's just mostly the dried chilies, black peppercorns, and then like what I believe to be, some kind of nut. I believe pine nuts. You know, that the pine nuts seem to really kick up the flavor, and those dried chilies as well. So that's where I'm getting the most kick from with the, just like the flavor coming off of that cabbage. It's intense. Usually cabbage is a pretty muted flavor. You know, it's like just like an extra to eat with the meat and the rice. But here it's like a main thing. It's like, you know, it doesn't overpower the flavor of the meats or of anything, but it really, really adds to it, adds a lot to it. Wow, really good. Really happy with this. Really happy to be back in Malaysia. Even if I have to eat in these kind of situations, it's okay. It's worth it. Well, that's it. First night back. I'll definitely be out filming some content tomorrow, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed if you are not already, and drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in tomorrow's vlog.